Episode 21. Oh my lord, our podcast has grown up and become a man. But instead of moving out and getting a job like most men, this podcast has decided to stay and live at home with his parents and enjoy their retirement with them and slag off its siblings at any opportunity given. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed this analogy for episode 21, because here is episode 21.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision.
Hello and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the Harry Potter podcast, where every week Tom Lawrenson, this lovely man opposite me, and myself, Lukas Kirkby, we look at a chapter of the Harry Potter books.
Yeah.
And we delve deep into every single syllable. This week, we're on episode 21. We're on Chamber of Secrets, chapter 4, at Flourish and Blotts.
Oh!
Tom, what's happening in your world?
My world, not much. Small world, small man. How about you? You had a busy week?
It's been alright. Everyone wants updates on me damp, on me mould, on me renovations.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Your Instagram,
Yeah.
your Facebook,
Yeah.
your Twitter, all the updates you give on there, they're not enough of an output.
They're not enough.
Podcast 2, go on.
Here we go. Things are finally, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The walls are being plastered. The roof is nearly finished being felted and battened. We're negotiating a price for the kitchen. Which
Mole
is
man is tunnelling, he can see the light.
We're getting to the end. But yeah, the thing that's stressing me out is the quotes come back from the kitchen and it's a lot. A
Oh,
lot of money. And we have to try and either negotiate or sacrifice some of the things we'd love to have.
yeah.
And it's tough because I'm not good at negotiating.
Things you'd like, we're talking a revolving drawer.
Yeah, revolving drawer. We're talking a bigger house. But little
Hot water tap, cold water tap.
Yeah, we might only be able to afford cold. So it's a tough one. Have you ever been in that situation where you've had to negotiate a price?
Negotiate a price. Boil my mother's rice.
What?
Inside, outside, catch those mice. Does that answer your question?
100% it does.
But let me tell you something about me.
Yes, please.
My week, I know you didn't ask, but my week, I've been working from home, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's good.
I've been at this very desk that we sit at now,
Oh yeah.
peering out the window. And you know what I always see across the road right over there?
Yeah.
People urinating.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah, this is like a busy junction.
Is this in the middle of the day?
But where that sack is there, people think they aren't seen, and they'll sometimes like go do their business over there.
Yeah.
It's always men, it's never a lassie.
No.
I always respect women for that.
Yeah. Well done, girls. It is, yeah, because actually we're in a very unique spot here where we've got the perfect vantage point for that alley, where actually you wouldn't be able to see from a lot of other points of view. You wouldn't be able to see somebody pissing.
Once there was a couple underage lads. We're talking 14, yeah?
Oh,
They
yeah.
had a bottle of Coke and a bottle of vodka.
Oh, yeah.
And they were decanting them. They were mixing them together.
I love it, yeah.
And I had and I was like, I can't let this happen. Underage drinking under my watch.
Yeah.
And so I banged on the window.
Yeah.
Or maybe a friend banged on the window. I had
Yeah.
a friend here and he banged on the window.
Yeah.
And he gave them the naughty finger.
Oh, yeah, waggle, yeah.
I was terrified by the whole thing.
Yeah.
That I lay down on the living room carpet.
And what was the reaction of the young boys?
They looked, and these were tough kids.
Yeah.
They looked, and you could tell they were like catching a cat doing something.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are they going to do, really? Are they going to call the police? Police aren't going to come out for this.
No.
So they carried on, and then they left.
Oh, what a story, what a story. And if you're one of those boys listening, get in touch. We'd love to talk to you.
We'd love to have some of that vodka if you still got some left.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah. Now, the other thing I've noticed,
Yeah.
under this very desk, There's a yellow post-it note.
Yeah.
And on it is drawn Harry, Ron, and Hagrid, by the looks of it. No, it's got to be Hermione, that, isn't it?
Well, we'll have to post this on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I drew that because I was like, don't illustrators. Why are all illustrators such old people?
Yeah.
Because they draw drawings with such shaky hands, don't they?
Yeah.
So doesn't that look like an old man's drawing them?
It does. It looks like one of those Quentin Blake cartoons that they used to draw in Roald Dahl's books.
We'll take a picture of that. We'll share it online.
We 100% will.
How exciting.
A very lovely. Fantastic. Now then, Tom.
What do you want from me?
Antonio Lawrenson.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
My dad's middle name is that, you know.
You joking?
Well, the English version.
Tony.
Anthony. Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? What is your middle name?
It's a secret.
Yeah. Right, Tom, are you ready for Chapter 4, Chapter Rundown?
Chapter 4?
Yeah. Flourish and Blotts.
Yeah.
Now, at Flourish and Blotts, Harry is having a lovely time at the Burrow. Everybody loves him. They're playing Quidditch in the yard. They're all having a grand old time.
Oh.
A letter from Hermione. Fancy meeting me next Wednesday, Diagon Alley. We'll buy all of our books. Happy days. How are they getting there, pray tell? By floo powder. It's this crazy thing. You grab some powder, throw it in a fire, you get sent to Diagon Alley.
Oh.
But Harry coughs and splutters, pronounces it wrong, and ends up in Nocturne Alley. Oh, it's terrible. He's in this weird shop with skulls and daggers and all sorts of stuff, and then he sees the Malfoys, so he hides in a cupboard. It's Draco, and it's Daddy Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy. And he's there looking to do a dodgy deal with Mr. Borgin, selling some of the things he doesn't want the Ministry to find at his manor. Anyway, Harry escapes, he reunites with Ron and Hermione and everybody, and they go to Flourish and Blotts to buy their books for school.
Ooh.
You'll never guess who's at this bookshop. None other than Gilderoy Lockhart, who's written all the books that they have to buy.
Whoa.
He sees Harry. Harry, do you know what? Every week you play a different game with this. And it's becoming very tiresome. He's there, he's signing books, and he announces that he's going to be the next Defence Against the Dark Arts teacher, and he has a picture with Harry Potter. Hey! Next thing you know, Lucius Malfoy and Arthur Weasley are having a punch-up in the bookshop. And then they all go their separate ways, ready to go to Hogwarts. And that was at Flourish and Blotts.
Whoa.
Tom,
Oh.
I get the sense from you that my rundown for you is the most boring part of the recording.
No, I love it.
He doesn't.
I know, I genuinely do,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it gets everything. It's like a little revision before it's like a last minute cram session,
Right.
where it gets all the juices, those creative juices flowing in my brain, and I know the exact direction the show is going to take. There's the beats, isn't there now?
Yeah, that's true.
At the Weasleys, floo powder, Flourish and Blotts, bookshop,
Yeah.
Hagrid.
Right, do you know why you got that wrong? Because you were being daft. Can I just say it?
Go on.
What a chapter! It was.
Oh, ball's rolling.
Oh yeah. We're off and running, and there's so much going on here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big long chapter, actually.
Oh, it's a fatty.
Oh yeah, it was plump.
I'll tell you, it was a good job that J.K. Rowling wasn't here to describe this chapter, because you wouldn't have a good thing to say about it, because it was large.
It was large and very, very substantial. We start at the Burrow. Harry's at the Burrow, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
It's so different to the Dursleys.
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of, the Dursleys, everything's quiet and, everything's in order. Whereas here, they've got noises and ghouls banging, explosions going off in Fred and George's bedroom, the mirrors talking to you.
And for the first time ever, he's in a home where people want him there.
Which is really lovely.
It's absolutely lovely, because, like, the feeling of being unwanted in a home is awful. I mean, I've felt it when I've been at someone's house and you're like, I can tell the parents don't want me here.
Yeah.
Why was I invited?
And,
But then to feel that in your own home,
day in, day out would be very, very, very hard. So I think it is lovely that Harry gets to spend all this time.
Yeah.
'Cause he's probably there for about a month.
About a month, yeah. A month of fun loving. It's really going to improve his mood before he goes back to Hogwarts.
I hope so. For me, though, it is lovely to feel loved, but I think the Weasleys' house would drive me mad.
Yeah.
Banging all the time from upstairs,
Yeah.
explosions, the mirror. I don't think you'd get a minute's peace.
You just got to relax into it. Breathe in, accept where you are. This is these people. I can't change them. But you know what? I think I might venture up to that attic to see what that ghoul wants.
Yeah.
Because there's the ghoul in the attic, right?
Yeah.
Who makes noise anytime he decides that there's not enough noise.
Yeah.
Something's going on there.
Yeah.
I think he needs a talking to.
Yeah.
What's going on, pal? You all right? Because...
Yeah.
It seems like, you're reaching out for some attention. I'm here for you. What do you want?
We need to know what it is. I did some training last year.
Yeah.
When it was locked down and the kids weren't coming into school,
Yeah.
I did some training on functional behaviour.
Hmm.
Right? And it's a way of dealing with behaviour by, instead of thinking, how do I stop them doing that, you think, what is the function of their behaviour? Why are they doing it? Are they trying to get attention? Are they trying to avoid doing something? Are they trying to get something? And then what you do is you think of alternative ways of like serving the purpose of the behaviour without them actually doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe with this ghoul, they need to think, well, what does he want? Is it attention?
Can you give me an example of that?
So, for instance, I don't know, someone might say, I don't know, if I don't want to do this work, I might start messing about so that I get sent out. So by getting sent out, you think that's a punishment. I'm sending them out. But what you're doing is you're actually rewarding the
Giving them what
behaviour.
they want, yeah,
giving them
yeah,
what
yeah.
they want. So instead, you think, right, what they want is a break from the task.
Yeah.
So instead, if someone's messing about, you might say, right, finish that question and we can have a 2-minute break.
Yeah, okay.
So little things like that. So then they think, oh, right, well, I'm still going to get a bit of time off.
Very creative.
Yeah, so it's little things like that.
So what would you do with the ghoul?
With the ghoul? Well, first of all, I'd have to observe him.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what's going on. It sounds like attention seeking, doesn't it? Or maybe something where he has like crazy thoughts in his head that can only be drowned out by noise. And when Fred and George are banging about, that distracts him.
Yeah.
As soon as they quieten down, the voices are telling me to do this, so he has to like bang or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because some people, he's got distracting it from. I know silence is maddening for some people.
Yeah.
Here's a tale. In year 5,
Oh yeah.
we're doing like a writing exercise in English, and we had to like write down like a sentence with
Yeah.
like certain words in. There's
Yeah.
a load of words on the board. You got to write a sentence for each.
Yeah.
And one of them I wrote. I think the word was like peace.
Yeah.
And then I wrote something like everyone wants peace.
Yeah.
And this boy next to me, he goes, not everyone. My nana can't stand peace and quiet, and thumped me in the leg.
Wow. What is... I want to know. That's the story behind that.
In my head, I was like, thinking world peace.
Yeah. Whereas he just thought...
But he'd taken my private writing in my exercise book at this Catholic primary school. He took that as an insult to his nana, who always likes some background noise.
That's just mental, isn't it? That's like you writing a story. And you go, oh, yeah. And for dinner, we had carrots. And him going, oof, my nana hates carrots.
Listen, I can't cater all my work to the whims of your nana.
Look, if we're going to be sat together for the next year, I need to know everything about your nana. Because I don't want to get a dead leg. I want to know what a star sign is, what she watches on TV, what does she like to talk about, what does she not like to talk about. Because we need to get on if we're going to be sat next to each other.
Now, like a nana, the Weasleys have a mirror that comments on your appearance.
Yeah.
Harry walks past and it goes, tuck in your shirt, you fat, you ugly.
Oh.
What might the mirror say to you if you're walking past it?
Oh, something like, I've always got messy bedhead hair.
Yeah.
So I think it'd go, oi, use a comb through that hair, you.
Yeah, I think if I was walking past it, it'd go, slouch in.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up straight.
I slouch all the time. I've got terrible posture.
Yeah.
I laughed very heartily at a meme of, it was somebody going, I wonder why my back hurts all the time. And then in the second panel, also me, and then a picture of a shrimp on an office chair. And I thought, that's me. Terrible, terrible posture.
Do you know what I mean? You need
Go on.
a bloody good thump in the back.
Oh, yes.
Teach-
If any of our listeners are trained in thumping people in the back, that's what we need, a thump in the back.
If you see us out and about, give us a thump in the back as punishment for slouching.
We need to learn. Mr. Weasley is always asking Harry about how Muggle things work.
Yeah.
This man works at the office for Muggle artifacts,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know how a plug works.
Oh, so many things. He's
Yeah.
this is the officer who's writing laws
Yeah.
for the wizarding world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not got his head around electricity.
Yeah. And fair enough, you know, if he wants to know about... I don't think he wants that much detail. I think Harry is explaining to him that you put the plug in the socket, you turn it on, and the electricity works. I don't think he's asking Harry, you know, what does the earth wire do?
Yeah.
It's very basic what he's asking him, and I think you should know this.
I can't. Is this a new job for him?
Yeah, maybe he's like...
Because
moved departments.
he's amazingly fascinated by it, isn't it? Because,
Yeah.
like, if I called myself, do you know, like, like if I was like, oh, I love the Marvel films,
Oh, yeah.
and I was always asking you about them.
Yeah. You don't love the Marvel films.
I don't think you've seen any. No, I love that bloody Hulk. What does he do again?
He's incredible.
What's he up to? Is he baddie again? Is he?
Do you know what? I love Spider-Man, right? I work at the Spider-Man shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sell those things, Spider-Man. What's the name of his uncle again? Fascinating! Hear this? It's Uncle Ben!
I said Marvel because I was in a green room once at a stand-up comedy thing. And this comic there, I won't say his name, but he's going on about how much he loves Marvel.
Right, yeah.
He goes, I have to say, I'm a bit obsessed with them Marvel films. I'm
Oh, yeah.
obsessed. And he goes, there's only about 7 or 8 that I haven't seen. and then Deliso Japonda from Britain's Got Talent starts railing at him, going like, 7 or 8? Then you're not obsessed. he goes, I've seen more than that, and I'm not obsessed. I've seen them all, and I don't like them at all. And he goes, you're not obsessed. And he went red in the face, this bloke.
Well, so he should
Don't
be...
don't call yourself obsessed if you're not obsessed.
Yeah. Because if you're obsessed with something, you've got to have seen everything at least twice to call yourself obsessed. Obsessed is you can't stop thinking about them.
Arthur Weasley, you're not obsessed. Yeah. That's funny as well. So he's asking Harry, he's inundating him with a load of questions.
Oh, yeah.
He's going, tell me about plug sockets. Can you explain to me how Royal Mail works?
Yeah.
Bit more interesting. Not a month ago, Harry was face to face with the Dark Lord. Got any questions about that, pal?
He's not interested in the slightest. You know, he could read about any of these things in a book, but to ask the boy who lived how he's escaped Voldemort for a second time...
You could be asking him absolutely anything.
How does a plug work, mate?
I don't know.
Very odd.
That's like, I don't know. What's our equivalent of that?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know, meeting, say, like a celebrity.
Oh, it's like, like say you met the director of that film Parasite. Did you see that film?
No.
It's from a Korean director.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of asking him about his, work, going, what's it like in Korea?
Yeah. That's exactly it, isn't it?
You have a lot of different food over there, do you? Fascinating. He's top of the league, Oscar winner director.
Incredible. I met comedy legend Steve Martin the other day. I couldn't believe it. Comedy legend Steve Martin. And I asked him what the hamburger's like in the US. Are they the same as over here? Let me know, Steve Martin.
Are they juicy? I bet they're juicy.
We need to know.
Go on.
Ginny is acting very strangely. She's obviously infatuated or obsessed in some way with Harry.
She's never met a boy raised in the Muggle world. That's it.
That's it.
She can't wait to find out about plugs in the Royal Mail.
She's obviously obsessed with him, fancies him, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to ask, now I never experienced this as far as I'm aware, but were you ever aware of somebody that fancied you? And you were a bit like, you know.
I'm a bit oblivious to all that.
Yeah.
I can't really read signals.
No.
So, no.
No.
Honestly, I've gone my whole life not knowing if anyone fancies me.
You never had somebody in school telling you, like, oh, yeah, so-and-so fancies you, she said.
The closest thing... Never really. The closest thing I had was on the French trip.
Oh, yeah, hang on, save this for the French trip podcast.
On the French trip, the place we were staying, they wrapped us a big picnic for us to take and eat outside the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And they gave the teachers a bottle of wine to enjoy.
Wow.
But the teachers, thinking it'd be a bit irresponsible
Yeah.
to drink the wine, they gave it to a homeless fellow. Which
is more responsible.
well, I mean, he might as well.
Yeah,
so
very,
then this French tramp sat under a tree, drinking a bottle of wine, staring at me.
Yeah.
So that's the closest I've ever known of someone pining for me.
Wow. Is a homeless Parisian with some Van Rouge. My goodness. I didn't think that was the answer I was going to get from you, but I love that it was.
How about yourself? Have you ever known of anyone pining for you?
No, not that I know of. See, that was the thing, because I was like, this could be an interesting thing to bring up. But I don't have any of them stories. But you're a handsomer man than me.
Well, we're both handsome fellas.
I would say that you are at least 2 more points out of 10.
We'll do
than I am.
do you remember that time we were in Edinburgh once? At night. We're at that place. I don't know, like a nice place.
Oh, yeah.
Where PBA is, not PBA.
Laughing Horse.
No, the other one.
PBH.
PBH.
Yeah, yeah,
PBH
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
It's like a more of like, a ball kind of place.
Oh, yeah, Cabaret...
Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah, Cabaret Voltaire.
No,
Yeah.
Voodoo
no,
Lounge.
no.
Voodoo
Yeah,
Lounge.
Voodoo Rooms. Yeah.
Voodoo Rooms.
Yeah.
And then we asked this Swedish woman to rate us all out of 10. Do you remember?
No.
We went to because I think I don't know, and she gave me a 9.
Hey, what did I get?
I don't know.
It wasn't a 9, was it?
Not worth remembering. Not one of my core memories. But we asked her when her husband was in the toilets.
All right. I do not even remember this happening. Were we drunk?
Not like us. No, we're just out and about,
Fair
chatting up
enough.
the Swedish.
Fair enough. They've got these letters from school, and they've got the book list.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
apart from one, every other book is written by this Gilderoy Lockhart bloke. How has Dumbledore greenlit this reading list?
Yeah.
Because as far as we're aware, every year group has to get all these books.
Surely things like that should have to be vetted. Do you know,
Yeah.
if everything has to be put
Yeah.
before some
Yeah.
higher authority,
Yeah.
just to go, yeah, we can send that out.
Yeah.
But instead, Dumbledore's signing all these documents and going, yeah, that's fine. It reminded
Yeah.
me a bit of like university lecturers who put their own book on the syllabus.
Oh, yeah.
And they update it every year,
Yeah.
so you can never buy old editions.
Really, really sneaky. But I can't imagine Severus Snape, because there are no potions books here or transfiguration books or anything like that. I can't imagine Snape looking at that thinking, well, where's my year 2 essential potions?
Exactly.
Why has that been taken off?
Yeah.
There must be a kick-off, surely.
Really silly. I know. Holidays with hags reminds me of every single vacation I've been on with my sisters.
Oh!
So are you listening, girls?
Oh, you went in that direction. I was going to make a Saga Holidays reference, but we went with the salt.
But that's interesting, like that book list, isn't it?
Well, imagine you turning up to Charms, and he's like, right, we're going to be doing the pineapple dancing charm.
Yeah.
And you go, well, I've not learnt it, but I have got a year with a Yeti. Well, that's no use.
Maybe are they sending out updated book lists every year? Because surely the Weasleys have
Yeah.
every Hogwarts book needed.
Well, you'd think so,
Because
but
they've
later
had so many generations of students there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll have to go get some second-hand books for Ginny. Why are you updating it every year?
Yeah.
It's magic. It's
Yeah.
like, it's maths.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing that frustrates me, and this is later on in the chapter. They buy Ginny second-hand A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration.
Right.
Ron had that book last year.
Do you reckon they traded it in as soon as he finished?
Well, they're fools. Because, look, Ginny's 1 year below. She's going to be at Hogwarts next year. She's going to need that book. get it back. Although maybe they're thinking if the books change every year, they'll think, oh, they're going to change every year. So, you know, they trade it back, they get a coupon, whatever.
There's not going to be new spells, is there?
No.
New methods in transfiguration.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep your clothes on when you do it.
Oh, maybe that's it.
We realise you don't need to be nude. At the now, Mrs. Weasley, she's really looking after Harry while he's there, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's feeding the boy up. The morning before they go to Diagon Alley,
Yeah.
all the boys have half a dozen sandwiches each, half a dozen bacon sandwiches each.
6 bacon sandwiches each. 6. That's about 4 pigs, surely. 6 bacon sandwiches, but they've got to be prepared for Hogwarts, the castle where you have 100 roast turkeys for Christmas. So come on, boys, get those stomachs lined with 6 bacon sandwiches each.
4 pigs for 4 pigs.
My goodness, because normally we have bacon sandwiches Christmas morning. It's a little tradition with my family. Normally you have 1, maybe 2, and then you're full.
Yeah.
So for these piggy wiggies to have 6 each,
The morning of, they're going to be the morning that they're going to be transported through floo powder.
yeah, not the best idea. Absolutely insane.
These boys are going. If she's feeding him like that, they're going to be as big as haystacks. These Weasley boys, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it got me thinking: are the Weasleys as poor as they seem?
Well, they own a paddock. This was the thing I was thinking, because they own this farm which has chickens and all this kind of stuff. Are they selling those eggs? Because they should be. And then it says, the boys went to play Quidditch in a paddock that the Weasley owned. Right, rent that out. You own land, and you could rent that out all year round, even if it's to Muggles or whoever. They just seem to be not using money wisely for me. I just think you own a farmhouse, you own vegetable patches, you own a paddock,
lashings of marmalade.
Yeah, lashings of marmalade. Look, I don't think we can afford all these books this year because we've bought this bacon. Yeah.
We bought a new plot. Oh, really? You going to do anything with it? No, we're going to sit on this plot, and it'll be ours. It kind of, maybe their terms of wealth is more in, the sense of, middle-class people. I was reading this article.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was reading a screenshot of this article that said, me and my family were never, we were never rich people, no. We had enough money to get by, and me and my sisters went to private school, and, I had my own horse, but not rich people at all. You are rich.
Yeah, you are rich, yeah. If you own a horse, you're not barely getting by, are you?
I know.
Yeah, I think it's just that perspective thing. I think if you live around people who have similar wealth to you, I think if you're on the bottom of that kind of group, maybe you do think you're struggling. But because I think I've been quite lucky. I think I've been quite comfortable. I wouldn't say I was poor.
No.
But I didn't. Never had the money to have a horse or anything like that.
I didn't have the money to look at a horse.
No. Hey, it'll be a fiver if you keep staring.
So Arthur Weasley's inundating Harry with a lot of questions about the Muggle world. And Mrs. Weasley hates, she's like, oh, leave him alone or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of wizards seem to have that attitude. Like Arthur works in a department where, don't touch Muggle items or whatever. No, don't mess with Muggle items, basically.
Yeah.
And it seems like wizards seem to have this, view of Muggle technology that Welsh people have of the English language. Do you know what I mean? Don't use it.
Don't use it.
I want to see Hogwarts put on a dystopian play where magic gets forgotten because everyone's had electricity installed.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
2023 at Hogwarts School. Here I am using my toaster. What's that? We don't learn magic anymore. Because people used Muggle items.
I think that's actually the plot of it. There's a Disney film about that.
Is there?
A Pixar film, yeah. It's called, don't know.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, that's it. But imagine Voldemort's control of the Death Eaters if he had a BlackBerry.
It would be incredible. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have to summon them. It'd just be a group chat.
Yeah.
Look, come on over, guys. Send his location via Google Maps.
Send me a picture of what you're doing now.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, just like Facebook chat people without letting them know in advance.
FaceTime me now. What are you up to? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm having tea with Dumbledore.
Oh.
Well, you're not helping me, are you?
Yeah, I could have her through the phone. Percy comes in. Now, Percy is very proud of being a prefect, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Fair enough, you're proud. It's a privileged position. It's an honoured position. But are you really wearing your school prefect badge when you're not at school? He comes in with a tank top and his prefect badge on.
A tank top?
Yeah, he wears a tank top and he's got the prefect badge attached to the tank top.
That's like a sheriff of some little town that's like corrupt. You know, like a fool of a sheriff. He's wearing his his undergarments with a badge on, sat in a bucket of water, and a horse is weeing on him.
Yeah, it's just insane. It's like turning up to a family Sunday roast with your Debenhams name badge on. why are you wearing that? You're not at school.
Yeah, you're not prefecting the family.
Yeah, really, really odd. I just thought that was odd.
Added responsibility. Percy we'll stay on Percy. Percy, throughout this chapter, is the only one who doesn't seem to be impressed or fazed by Harry Potter at all.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is a very remarkable boy.
Yes.
He has been face to face with the Dark Lord twice and survived. But Percy's not interested whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if this is irking Harry. Harry's like, I wonder why he doesn't want a piece of me. Everyone else wants to spend time with me, but not Percy.
I think it might be that Percy's a bit jealous. There's a couple of plot points here because they did mention that Percy's distracted. He's sending letters, blah, blah, blah. So maybe whatever he's up to is distracting him. But it also might be because he's a bit hoity-toity and he thinks of himself as the big I am. Maybe he's a bit annoyed that Harry's come in and he's suddenly the centre of the attention.
Yeah, maybe.
Who bloody knows?
Now, they're travelling to Diagon Alley using floo powder.
Yes!
Harry's never used floo powder before. If you had a bit of floo powder, hey, what chimney would you like to end up in?
Oh, I don't know. It'd be nice just to see a nice house. I might just throw me powder down and go, nice house! And just see where I ended up.
I think I'd go Buckingham Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'd sit on the end of the Queen's bed.
Oh, yeah. With her in it?
Yeah. Finish off like her egg and soldiers that she's not touched. Eat a crust, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And she go, what are you doing? I go, how do you think I keep this hair so curly? She says, fair enough.
Yeah.
We dance.
And then,
I jump back in the fireplace.
And she never mentions a word of it to anybody.
But then sometimes when I'm watching telly, you know, she's giving that Queen speech.
Yeah.
She'll put a bit of egg and soldier in her mouth, and I'll know what she means.
Yeah. She'll do a little wink to camera, and you know that wink's for you.
And she'll say, Tom Lawrence, and I miss you. And I'll go, yeah.
In a lovely, ideal world. The logic of the floo powder frustrated me. Because
Talk to me, Daddy.
I will, Mummy. They say you have to speak clearly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole floo powder system is you say the name of the place.
You know how floo powder listens to you.
And it takes...
It's a powder. Powders listen. The amount of times I've been talking about people in my bathroom, and I've had to wrap my talc in a bloody a towel so it doesn't eavesdrop on me.
It's
Powders listen. Go on.
Powders always listen. You say the name of the place.
Yeah.
And it takes you there.
Take me there, Daddy.
Right. Oh, God. So he says diagonally in a funny voice because he's coughing.
He doesn't say diagonally. He just coughs and says Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
In the films, he goes diagonally.
And but for me, it used to that would never take you to Nocturne Alley, because it's not as if he's coughed and accidentally said Nocturne Alley. He's just said Diagon Alley wrong. If anything, he should transport to the village of Durganley.
But maybe he didn't get out. I don't know what was happening, because he says he mispronounces it.
Yeah.
And he starts flying. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's in there. There's 6 bacon sandwiches in his stomach. He's bloated. He's about to give birth.
Yeah.
Right? Cold hands start slapping his face.
I love this line.
I don't know what that is.
No.
It says cold hands start slapping. No, it's like it felt as though cold hands were slapping his face.
Maybe it's all the other people warming their hands in their fires. And he's just feeling them slapping him as he goes past them.
Imagine that, you warming your hands at a fighter and a little boy's face appears. I think I'd give it a good slap. Be like, hey, what's going on here?
Hey, who's this in my half? Mummy, I just saw a boy in the fireplace. It reminds me of a very good Doctor Who episode.
Oh, yeah.
Called The Girl in the Fireplace.
Oh, scaring
And
me.
it's really scary. They're on a spaceship, and each room in the spaceship is the same room in France, but at different points of this girl's life.
Yeah.
And they go in and out, and she ages, and she starts off as a little girl, and she ends up aging and stuff like that. But obviously, it's the same day for the time travellers.
Oh my God, how creepy.
Yeah, really creepy. And it used to be. It reminded me of this. The idea of seeing a face in the fireplace.
Oh.
Very scary stuff.
What would you do if you saw a face in the fireplace? I'd lean in and give it a kiss.
I would slap it with my cold hands, as every other wizard would do. Give it a kiss.
He lands in where?
Borgin and Burke's, and he obviously has been influenced by the Weasleys because he got up gingerly to his feet.
Yeah. And how you do that?
What?
How'd you do? Get up with a...
With a sunburn.
Get up with a sunburn.
Yes, he got up gingerly to his feet. He's in Borgin and Burke's, which is just a dodgy shop.
Yeah, he's looking around. His eyes going everywhere.
Yeah.
Sees a withered hand on a cushion.
Oh, yeah.
Blood-stained pack of cards.
Oh, yeah.
And a staring glass eye.
Oh, horrible. That hand in the film used to scare me. You know, the one he randomly puts his... He, like, clasps the thumb for no reason.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And then it clamps and grabs him. It's really scary.
So I guess that was the Hand of Majesty, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Hand of Glory.
The
I
Hand
think
of Glory. If you put a candle in it, only you can see the light.
Yeah.
I wonder... So if your hand's in it,
Yeah.
only you can see your hand. Everyone else just thinks... you haven't got a hand.
Yeah, this thing is called the Hand of Glory. And I read this thinking... Has Borgin and Burke's got Maradona's hand on a cushion? Wasn't that called the Hand of Glory?
Don't know, you'd have to ask a footballer.
I would. Messi? Si, Hand of Glory, Maradona, yes.
No, Daddy.
He sees Malfoy coming and he hides
Yeah,
in a cabinet.
Of course you would. You see Malfoy,
Yeah.
you couldn't just walk out of a shop, could you? You couldn't just normally walk past him for no reason, could you?
No.
You have to hide. Why? Why do you have to hide when you see Malfoy and his dad?
The logic of it is
Quick,
confusing.
hide.
Yeah, really, really confusing.
Hide.
Now, he gets in this cabinet. Now, I'm hoping it's not the same cabinet that we have in Borgin and Burke's in Book 6. The Vanishing Cabinet.
Yeah.
I've just got this image of an alternate reality where Harry hides in the Vanishing Cabinet that doesn't really work.
And he ends up in the
No, you know when
room of requirement.
No, that he ends up dead when they open up the thing.
Oh, right.
You know, and the bird comes back and it's dead.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
The half-eaten apple.
Or worse, someone's taking a bite of an apple. Taking a bite out of him.
That would be amazing. Draco just opens up the cabinet and there's just a heap of Harry bones. Horrible.
Haribos.
Harry bones. Harry bones, Tangfastics.
Yeah. So now enter Baby Malfoy and Daddy Malfoy.
Oh, yeah, baby daddy combo.
Baby Daddy combo. And what an excellent father Lucius Malfoy is.
I agree.
Great control over Draco. He comes in, touch nothing,
Yeah. Draco,
and he obeys.
really good. Draco is not a good boy.
He's a good bad boy.
He's a good bad boy. I think he would need a firm hand. Otherwise,
reckon?
he would run riots.
Why? I think Draco in this chapter is an absolute gem.
You are nuts.
Are you mad?
He's a miserable, whining
Miserable.
bugger.
He speaks nothing about glory about Harry Potter. He goes, Everyone thinks he's so smart. Everyone. He's including himself in that sentence.
Tom, once again, you're looking through these rose-tinted
No,
glasses.
he's been talking about Harry all summer, right? He's been talking about Harry all summer. He loves him. He's always singing his praises.
Yeah.
He's the best.
What about the bit where he says he's rubbish at Quidditch and he's only in the team because he's famous?
That's true.
Oh, yeah, all right, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I do like Mr. Malfoy. It's a great introduction to this sinister character. I remember finding him very scary in the second film.
Yeah.
Touch nothing, Draco. You know, he's very cold.
Yeah.
He's very controlled. Because whereas Draco is a bit petulant and, oh, I want this, you know, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Malfoy seems to be a bit more of a sinister character.
Now, Mr. Borgin...
Oh, yeah.
Right. He runs an evil shop, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So everything in this shop is a bit eerie, it's a bit illegal, it's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
But what ties it all together is that it's evil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, has this business always been like, you know, in his family? The same with Ollivander's.
Oh, yeah.
You know, his dad was an evil shop owner, and
Yeah.
he went, you know, Mr. Borgin, my son,
Yeah.
I want you to take over, you know, once I perish. Or...
Oh, yeah.
Did this Borgin one day go, hey, do you know what? I want to open an evil shop.
Yeah.
It's always been my dream to have an evil shop. Went into, Gringotts.
Oh, yeah.
Like alone. And does Mr. What's he called?
Mr. Borgin.
Does Mr. Borgin have an application form? Yes. And they give him a loan for an evil shop. How did it come about?
I love the idea that it is like Ollivander's Hereditary, where it just follows in the family. Because
Nepotism.
it's called Borgin and Burke's.
Yeah.
So I love the idea that 300 years ago, Mr. Borgin and Mr. Burke set up a shop. And then both of their sons have to run the shop.
Yeah.
And then their sons have to run the shop. It's like, we don't even know each other now. You know, me and this guy, we're just two ancestors, descendants of these people. It's like, why?
I think that's how we should continue Pottervision.
Oh, yeah. Our children should
Yeah,
keep the
have them do
podcast
it.
going. I'd love that. The Pottervision boys. You know, and in 100 years, you know, hey, we're fourth generation Pottervision boys. Our great-great-granddads did
Or
it.
maybe our descendants can be on Gogglebox, like the Chuckle Brothers' nephew and niece are on Gogglebox.
Really? Is that genuine? Which one of them is nephew and niece?
I don't know. Both of them, they're brothers.
No. Oh, but it's the son and daughter of one of the other brothers.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because there's 4 brothers, aren't there?
Or I don't know, maybe they're grandchildren. But do you know, have you seen Gogglebox?
I've seen it, but I don't think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they're in Blackpool.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I love this bit. Now, Draco's moaning about Harry, and Lucius goes, now, Draco, you shouldn't be seen to be an enemy of the boy who many think of as a hero for making the Dark Lord disappear. Don't you know there are rumours enough already? Right, Lucius, I don't think you realise everybody thinks you were a follower of the Dark Lord. Every single person assumes that you were a Death Eater.
Yeah.
You should know this.
Well, he was. He just said he never meant it.
Well, exactly. So...
Didn't mean anything by it. I was only messing. And you went too far.
But Lucius has a weird logic here where he forgets that everyone knows that. Everyone knows you were a Death Eater, assumes you followed the Dark Lord, but he's worried about his son bad-mouthing Harry Potter. So it's like, I've heard that Lucius Malfoy supports you-know-who. Oh yeah, because he used to be a Death Eater. No. His son is jealous of Harry Potter. What? How does that say he supports Voldemort? Well, Harry killed Voldemort nearly.
Work it out.
Draco doesn't like Harry. Harry's dad, Draco's dad is... It makes sense.
He's there in front of you. He's staring you in the face. Listen, if you hate Harry, you love Voldemort.
That's the truth.
Simple maths.
Do you like Harry Potter?
No.
Death Eater?
Yeah, so Lucius Malfoy is in Bergen and Burke's?
Borgin and Burke.
Borgin and Burke's because he feels a bit nervous that his house is going to be raided because he's got some undesirable items, and if they were to be found at his house, it would be rather embarrassing. And it got me thinking, what's on that list? Because it's not read out. What's on the list? Could it be drawings of superheroes that he's done himself? You know, like maybe like potential superheroes that he's going to submit. You know, or maybe Mrs. Brown's Boys on DVD.
Oh, that'd be embarrassing.
He doesn't want to know. Or maybe he's got a big fake ass. You know, like a big prosthetic bum.
Oh yeah. He would much rather Arthur Weasley found like these horrible magical items than Mrs. Brown's Boys on DVD. But yeah, embarrassed. I think it's like you. He's got like, I don't know, like Polly Pocket, Mega Mall, or like some dollies or something that he's just embarrassed about.
Arthur Weasley round his house crying, and what's this, Lucius? That's me, dress-up box.
Oh, and what do we have behind this secret doorway? The entire Mr. Men and Little Miss collection.
How embarrassing. Now, Harry is in this... Where is he? What is he behind?
He's in this cabinet, and he's hiding in a cabinet.
He's in a cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Peering out. Got me thinking, Harry Potter? More like Harry Peeper.
Yeah. Peeper Potter.
Peeper Potter. Peepy Potter.
Peeper Potter picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Popper picked.
Yeah.
And Harry, we again get this bit of anger. You know, Lucius Malfoy slags off Arthur a bit. He goes, no doubt that flea-bitten, muggle-loving fool Arthur Weasley is behind it. Harry felt a hot surge of anger.
God.
Calm yourself down, Harry.
They don't half rise to words in this chapter, do they?
Yeah. A little thing will set them off. I want to ask you, do you get angry sometimes? What gets you hot under the collar?
It gets me angry. People interfering in my life, you know, like, I like being left alone. I don't ask anyone else for help.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. What gets me angry? I don't know. I can't remember the last time I was angry. How about yourself?
Well, sometimes other people don't normally make me angry. I usually get angry at myself. I'm very inner anger where I get annoyed at stuff. But I was thinking the other day, this is what gets me angry. When you're doing loads of work on the computer and you forget to press save. Oh, that drives me mad, and I'm like, ooh, I've just done all this work for nothing.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Technology, you should use Google Docs, you should.
Yeah.
Always auto-saving.
You've been trying to push Google Docs onto me the past few weeks. Hey, Tom wants you to have this file. Tom wants you to look at this file on Google Docs.
Look at it.
I will. One day I'll have a look.
For all our listeners, Google Docs, it's free. It automatically saves. You know, you're never going to lose any work. But I'm always getting annoyed at technology. I'm trying to cast something to my television.
Oh, yeah.
It says it can, and you do it a little bit. Hey, the vid starts playing. I'm working out. I'm jumping around in my living room. All of a sudden, it just disconnects for no reason.
Oh.
Or like internet. Oh, yeah. Oh, do you want a 30 meg internet, or do you want 67 meg internet? The 67 meg internet's £3 more a month. Do you know what? I'll pay the extra money, and it's still slow and doesn't work. What am I paying for?
A mega rip-off. That's what you're paying for.
Now, Harry leaves the shop, right?
Oh, yeah. Now, I thought you were going to pick up on this bit.
Go on.
Where there's a bit in Borgin and Burke's where Lucius Malfoy is telling Draco off about his exam grades. And there's a line in it which says, Harry whispered a quiet ha to himself.
Yeah, you can't, you know, mate. You're perving.
Yeah. You're peeping, Potter.
Why can't you keep your mouth like closed for 1 second?
Yeah.
So you put yourself in a little tomb, a little child-shaped tomb.
Yeah. And
you're shaking in there with fury
Yeah.
because someone's called your mate's dad flea-ridden.
Yeah.
And now you're talking.
It's just...
Do you want to be seen, or do you want to be found?
Just cough loudly. People will open it. And then a bit I really loved is Malfoy berates Draco's exam grades. He hints at he talks to Mr. Borgin about pure bloods and mixed bloods. We get that theme starting to come through this chapter. And then it just says, and then they started to haggle. And I just had this beautiful image of Lucius Malfoy from this cool, calm, collected aristocrat suddenly turning into this market trader trying to haggle with Mr. Borgin.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, you're joking! 2 sickles for this with a hand on a chair. I could get that for double in my local.
This is where you should be taking note for your kitchen.
Yeah.
If Lucius Malfoy's haggling,
Yeah, I need to be doing that.
you should be reading more into it. Put on some fine clothes.
Yeah,
You need a cane.
yeah.
You're going to have to bleach that hair blonde, pal.
Yeah, I'm going to be going into that kitchen showroom.
They're going to be so intimidated. They're going to be like... But then they might be like, this guy's loaded.
Yeah, that's the only other problem. I'm going to walk into that kitchen showroom. I'm going to bring in a kid that I'm just going to tell off. Mm-hmm. I'm going to mention that I don't like certain areas of society. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to haggle that price down. That's my 3-step plan.
Good boy. So Harry leaves the shop. He gets out of there, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He gets out of there. And he's very scary. He's walking alone. He's a kid and he's walking a very, unusual area. Have you ever been out and about as a child and been scared? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I was walking home from my grand's house and my grandma's house when I was a boy.
Yeah.
And I was followed.
Oh.
It was overcast like this.
Yeah.
We're talking more or less the same amount of time. Maybe it was like 4 p.m. or 5 or something.
Yeah.
Sun was going down. And this old woman was following me. Not that old. Must have been in the 50s. I crossed the road. She'd crossed the road. I turned left. She turned left. I was about 11... No, less. I was about 9 years old or something.
Oh.
Isn't that scary?
And you just got to your house and...
I ran in my house, locked the door, went and got in bed.
That is very frightening. I'm scared for you now, and it was years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever... Not that I can remember.
Flash forward 10 years, right?
Yeah, 19 now you are.
Hear a knock at the window.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I'm in bed, right? Open the curtains.
Yeah.
It's the old woman. Right. I invite her in. I go, what do you want from me? She says, I'm in love with you. I want you to go out with me on a date.
This isn't true, is it?
No, it is. I go, all right. And we've been together ever since.
That's not even true. I was with
The
you
first
on
bit was true.
She knocked on the window?
No.
No, I was with you on that journey up until you said you invited her in. Can I tell you that this has sparked a really interesting story?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I do too. I was once at home alone watching TV, and I think I must have been about maybe 16. There's a knock on the door, right? So I open the door, this old man literally falls in
Oh my God.
to the house, and he goes, shut the door, and he's like, old, this bloke.
Yeah.
He goes, shut the door, so I let him in, because he just looks like he's
my God.
really suffering. He goes, they're coming for me, right, and I go, who's coming for you? He goes, the bank robbers are coming for me, right. So at that point, I'm thinking, right, this doesn't quite twig like this. So I'm like, right, okay. Right, come and sit down. I said, I've locked the door, so I think this guy's clearly got, like, dementia or something. He's trying to ring the police on the TV remote, this poor bugger. So I ring now.
How does he smell? Do you remember?
Just like old man.
Yeah,
They
okay.
may have been pissed, God love him. He's trying to phone the emergency services on the TV remote. I call the 111, or it might have even been 999. And I said, right, I've got this guy here, and blah, blah, blah. I calm him down. I think I make him a cup of tea.
How old are you again?
I'm about 16.
Bloody hell.
I know. And the police turned up in about 10 minutes, and they're like, we know who he is. He lives, like, down the road. And his wife's rang to say that he's left the house and gone missing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it was a very strange experience. Just to have a man literally fall through your front door and be so confused and scared.
Knock at the door, you opened it.
He literally falls in as the door opens.
Oh, right, yeah. So
saying, shut the door, they're coming after me.
he face plants.
No, he just like staggers in and I kind of catch him.
Right.
And he was convinced that Because at first I thought, maybe like some kids have mugged him or something, and he is genuinely scared. But then he started talking about bank robbers coming to get him and
Fascinating.
all this kind of stuff.
That happened when I was at uni.
Yeah.
Not in my flat. There's 4 of us that lived there.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's banging on the door in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
My flatmate James Robertson.
Oh, yeah.
Went to open the door. Opens it. This man falls in. He's got a wound in his head.
Yeah.
Blood gushing out.
Yeah.
He falls in and he like stumbles and he goes right into James's bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, I was lying before. He gets in bed. This bloke, and then
Yeah.
James is looking at him going, he's like shouting at him, get out, get out, get out. And eventually he gets him out.
That is mad. I was in first year uni once, and I think it was a Saturday night, right? It's about midnight. I get a knock on my door, right? I open it. This guy comes in, he goes, hey, mate. He's like pissed, this bloke. He goes, you don't know me, but when I was 18, I used to live in this room. Like this. He goes, can I come in? Can I come in? Right? And he's about like mid-20s, this guy.
Yeah.
He comes in, he goes, oh, sink's still there. And he's going, hey, see these holes in the roof? That was me with a dart. He goes, that was me with my darts. And I was just like, oh, yeah. And then he left. Just people are mad.
You let him in. Well, God bless.
God
Harry
bless.
is stumbling around Knockturn Alley.
Yeah.
Scared.
I would be.
Bumps into a woman who's got a tray of fingernails.
Must be for a finger buffet.
Yup. Why does that witch have a tray of fingernails? Like, what could that be for? Disgusting. Hagrid comes up and he knocks them out of her hand like a high school bully.
What? Yeah, why has he done that? Because he's there now. Harry's out of danger. There's no need to pick Harry up or bat fingernails out of a woman's tray.
No need at all.
No. Have a bit of grace and decorum, Hagrid.
And Hagrid, right, which is a theme throughout these books, immediately goes on the offensive and the distrust with Harry.
Yeah.
You know, like, Harry, what are you doing down here? You're a mess. He calls him a mess.
Yeah.
What are you he thinks.
Yeah.
He thinks Harry has fallen astray and now he hangs out in Knockturn Alley. He couldn't, for a second, give Harry the benefit of doubt and assume that he's there accidentally. You're a mess.
He is not giving Harry the benefit of the doubt because he is hurt that Harry has not responded to his letters.
No, do you know what I think it is?
Go on.
I think he's finally got the upper hand on Harry. Last year, Harry was looking down on Hagrid constantly, going, because bloke's pissed, breaking the law.
Yeah.
But now Harry is knocking about in the red light district.
Yeah.
And Hagrid's like, aha! Not so holy now, are you, Mr. Potter? Skulking around Knockturn Alley. Not think you're better than me? Well, you're not.
That victory lasts 5 seconds. What are you doing here, Hagrid?
I was getting a prostitute.
I was drug deal.
Yeah. Why do people always assume the worst in Harry?
Yeah.
Ron was doing it the last chapter.
Yeah.
One he was going, as he's saying, why have you not replied to my letters? What are you doing? He's like, I've not done anything.
Give the kid a break. There is plenty that Harry will say and do for you to be disappointed at. There's no need to make stuff up on your own.
Yeah.
Give him a break while you've got the chance. Harry, how come you never wrote back to me? How come?
The Dursleys, they wouldn't let me have my letters.
Not good enough. I've been crying, wondering where my boy has gone. Why he's not replying to my letters.
We've only met each other about 5 times.
But those were the 5 best times of my life, Harry. I don't want to lose you. Don't tell Dumbledore.
And also, it's only been 6 weeks, pal.
6 of the longest weeks of my life. It's been very difficult to me. And bang. They all meet up.
Ruddy muggles.
Ratty muggles. They're back in Diagon Alley. Everybody's there. You got Hermione and family. You've got the Weasleys. Hagrid's there. Everybody. And it's all good stuff. They're all worried about Harry, but they're glad he's back. And we get this more about this rivalry between Daddy Weasley and Daddy Malfoy.
Two daddies going at it, and we love to see it.
The battle of the daddies. My dad'll beat up your dad, all that kind of stuff. Did you ever have that insult at school? Oh, yeah. my dad would batter your dad.
Yeah.
Weird thing to threaten somebody with. I'm not going to threaten you. I'm going to threaten your dad.
I love to imagine my dad laying his fists upon your dad.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I love to... What races through my mind at night. If I'm ever struggling to sleep, I just think of my dad's big meaty paws pummeling your dad's body. And you know what? I fall softly asleep.
Why not stop there? My uncle will batter your uncle. My nana would batter your nana. If it's the same relative, my relative will always beat your relative. Fair enough. Your dad might beat my sister. But if it's the same relative, no way.
Not a chance. And you know what? Sometimes I think some of my relatives might beat others your relatives. Perhaps my mum and your little brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mum would have him for breakfast. The Grangers do have no lines at all
No.
in this chapter.
No.
Which I found odd. That they don't even say, hello, or nice to meet you, Harry, or...
We don't have many muggles in the whole series, do you?
Mr. Weasley reveals that he's got this rivalry with Lucius Malfoy. He's like, oh, I'd love to get him for something. Oh, he's worried, is he?
Yeah.
He's got a rivalry. And I wanted to ask you, have you ever had, like, a rivalry at work? Like, somebody you don't get on with that you think, oh...
Well, there was that woman who scratched me car with the snakeskin boots. But rivalry...
Has anything happened with that lady since?
Nah, sometimes she gives me weird looks as if she's listened to the podcast and she's looked down at her boots, but that's about it, yeah.
Done. They go to Gringotts.
Yeah.
And Harry is embarrassed.
You see what's in the Weasley's vault?
Yeah.
Mrs. Weasley sweeps it into a handbag.
Yeah.
Why is that even in the vault? Just keep that in your purse. Do you know what I mean? Or is that where Arthur Weasley's wages are being deposited?
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those where you have to have a minimum amount of money to have an account.
But
then she's emptying it, so it's not good. Not good. Yeah, and Harry, if you're that embarrassed about your fortunes, why not just pay for Ron's books? Oh.
Well, that's the thing. They couldn't accept it, would they? They wouldn't accept it. That's,
Yeah, it's a tough one. But I do like the image of him trying to shield his vault from you.
The Weasleys can make do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But he just feels a little bit awkward for Harry. Rent out that paddock, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So then, to Flourish and Blotts.
Yes!
To Flourish and Blotts. And who is there? No other than the beautiful, the wonderful, the exceptional
Gilderoy Lockhart!
Very funny. I love Gilderoy Lockhart.
I love him as well.
There are queues out the door.
Oh, yeah.
For people to wanting to meet him. Who would you queue up to meet?
Oh, well, I was thinking about these book signings. I've only ever been to one book signing.
Yeah.
And I went to Phil Taylor, the dart player.
Yeah.
Had an autobiography. And I skipped one of my lectures to go to the Arndale Centre and get my book signed by Phil Taylor and have a picture taken. And that was quite nice. That wasn't... It was quite busy, but not crazy busy, because obviously darts isn't like the same as like, pop star or something like that. But I remember I went to Waterstones once to get a present for my mum. It was a birthday coming up. I thought, I'll get her a book, right? I turn up, there's a woman at the front.
Yeah.
Sat down, there's nobody else in this bookshop.
Yeah.
And the person at Waterstones, the member of staff, goes, so-and-so's here today signing her books. I didn't know who she was. But all right, what book is it? Romance. Yeah, all right. So I got to sign her book and gave it to my mum for her birthday.
Oh, that's sweet.
And she really enjoyed it. It was like a French...
A Mills and Boon novel.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Where it hints at things, but it doesn't describe them in great detail.
And that's a great gift idea. To any sons out there, buy your mother some softcore romantic fiction.
My goodness.
It's thrilling. Now, for me, who would I line up to meet?
Oh, yeah.
None other than Walliams himself. Let me meet Walliams.
I am loving that image of every other person in that queue is a mother and their 10-year-old son. And, you know, it's Bad Dad or Gangster Granny, whatever he's releasing this year. And who's the tall skyscraper of a man amongst this sea of children? It's Tom Lawrenson. He's not interested in the book. He just wants to ask him about Little Britain.
I'd say, Williams, why don't you sign my edition of Camp David, your autobiography? But I think Williams would make a great Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah, I
Imagine
think so.
that. I think he'd be excellent at that.
Yeah, I think anybody who's like got that flair, he's got to be a bit camp, I think, Gilderoy. Full of himself, a bit handsome.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Gilderoy enters, spots Harry, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He drags him apart. Photographs. I'm going to give Harry the entire collection of my works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Bumps into Draco, Harry. Doesn't he? And Draco,
Yeah.
sportive as ever, he goes, "Oh, I bet you love that." I would have. Doesn't he? He's like, "Oh, that's great. You can't go anywhere without someone making a fuss." Lovely boy, trying to make friends.
Very, very
And he goes,
lovely.
"Oh, it seems you've got yourself a girlfriend as well." You know,
Right,
looking
you're
at...
insane now. How long is this going to go on for? He's deliberately being a misery girl.
I think you're reading it different to me
I
because
think you're reading it different.
look at the words on the page. Potter,
Yeah.
you've got yourself a girlfriend, celebrated Draco, it says.
I mean, I will be getting Draco Malfoy to pick my lottery numbers.
Yeah.
Because that is going to happen, Draco.
Yeah.
Very good prediction. But I love that Gilderoy Lockhart uses his book signing as to announce that he's going to be teaching at a school. And I think that's crazy because he's a celebrity, really, Gilderoy Lockhart. And I think to become a teacher, well, it's not really a celebrity thing to do. I know Hogwarts is the only wizarding school. I don't know. I was just imagining like somebody like Marcus Rashford releasing his autobiography. I don't know, nice footballer.
Yeah.
And he goes, right, you know, I've got my new autobiography, nice footballer, and I want to take this opportunity to announce that I'll be teaching PE this year at St David's Church of England High. Oh, why are you doing that? You're a famous footballer.
I like that. I think it's great. I mean, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be great to be famous and that, you know, we don't have to worry about money. I just want to try my hand at different jobs, you know.
Yeah. It's like, it reminds me of all those celebrities that do these like cooking programs or fashion programs. You know, like the celebrity editions of Bake Off or Sewing Bee or whatever. You just think, they've got the money and they're going to get paid just to have a go at baking. Why not? Let's just do that. Harry's going to be on the front page of the Daily Prophet.
Yeah.
I want to know, TL.
Woo!
Woo! What have you ever been in a newspaper?
Yeah.
Have you? What was it? What was the article?
I said yeah. I don't even remember if I have. I feel like I have.
Yeah.
I don't know, my school in the paper for being the worst school in England.
Being a good boy.
Have you been in the paper? You probably have.
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, I remember a lot of school stuff. So I used to.
I was in the paper.
Go on, here we go.
Embarrassing, this tale.
Yes, please.
They're having a competition called Cool Kids.
Yeah.
And the competition was have your photo taken.
Yeah.
And it was like the best looking kid gets like 50 quid or something.
Brilliant.
It was like a bit of like a little modelling thing,
Yeah.
and I must have been 11 years old, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I'm not a bad-looking kid. I've had a lot of adults tell me so." So I had my picture taken,
Yeah.
and they published it in the paper.
Yeah.
But then I never did I think that anyone in the school would see it.
Yeah.
But loads of people like were taking the mick out of me for it at school.
Did you win the 50 quid?
Not at all, because it was all a scam. You had to call to vote in,
right.
and each vote was like £1.
Now, I've heard about these best baby competitions where you send in a picture of your baby and people vote, but this is the first time I've heard of a best 11-year-old competition. Best looking 11-year-old. Vote in now. My goodness, the people that'll be ringing in to cast those votes. Hey, I like the curly blonde.
Imagine a load of blokes sat around in the pub, right? What are we saying, lads? What are we saying?
Oh, I like number 3. You're joking. It's number 4. Number 4's the best looking one out of
Look at
them.
them dimples. I'm phoning now. I'm phoning.
But yeah, I was in the newspaper a couple of times for like school stuff. Like I used to do the Eisteddfods, which I remember talking about. Like, did you know when I was about 10 years old?
Yeah.
I used to do folk dancing.
Woo!
And our team, our folk dancing group, came 4th in Wales in
Woo!
our age category.
Woo!
Impressed at that, are you?
Nah, not really,
No.
because how many people are doing folk dancing in Wales? What's the population of Wales, like 300?
Something like that. I think it's gone down to 299 after Mrs. Davis died last week. Earlier on, I want to mention this because this...
Folk dancing, we'll have to do a video of that.
Yeah, I'll do some...
You
I'll
doing
teach
it?
you how to folk dance.
Oh, you did a video once. I looked at loads. I think it was you were doing the sand dance.
Oh, yeah, that was for panto, that. In a nightclub.
You were doing sand dance in a nightclub, which is a famous pantomime dance.
Yes. So we did it... It's like a thing where you do a bit of magic and stuff as well.
And for our American listeners, a pantomime is like a camp Christmas play.
Yes, it's very hard to explain. Lots of songs, cross-dressing, based on a fairy tale.
Yeah.
There's a cow. It's
and
mad.
then there's a 100-year-old dance.
Yeah.
Called the sand dance, which is a bit racist.
Maybe it's like based on like North Africa, I think, like Egypt and stuff like that. But and then we had a routine that we did, and then at the end of the whole panto, we just went for some drinks in a nightclub and ended up just doing it on the dance floor. Very, very daft.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now I wanted to mention.
I have to put that on the. Have you got that to hand? We'll have to put that on the Instagram.
We'll put it on the Instagram. That very video, I'll find it somewhere. Now, Percy earlier on is in this shop. It's like a junk shop. Right? Percy is reading the book Prefect Who Gained Power. He's in this junk shop.
Who's written that?
Yeah, it's mental. The things in this shop include broken wands, wonky brass scales, and old cloaks covered in potion stains. That's what you're calling them, is it? You're going in, trying to get rid of these robes. Can I give you these? Can I give you these robes, please? What's this all over them? Potion stains.
Fine, I admit it. They're not potion stains. Lukas Kirkby gave me a cheese and ketchup sandwich and it squared out.
Why did I go for mustard and ketchup on that hot dog that day? He wants to be Minister of Magic.
Yeah.
Does Percy?
Yeah.
I find it... I don't think I ever remember anybody at my school who aspired to be a politician or wanted to get into politics. Do you?
I remember some little twerps said it flippantly. I don't know if they ever meant it. They just I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to be a lawyer. Oof. There was one man kid at my school.
A lawyer!
I'm going to be a lawyer. Yeah. Who wrote that bloody book? Prefects Who Gained Power.
I'd love to know. It don't mention it, does it?
Why is anyone writing that book? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's like... I think this wizarding world is crazy that so much focus is on the school, the wizarding school.
Yeah.
Why would you write a book about... Yeah, it's just really odd.
Playground monitors who maintained respect.
It's very odd, isn't it? Dinner ladies that went dodgy.
I'd read that.
I would read that.
Oh, that'd be a great Netflix show, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Dodgy.
Dinner ladies who went dodgy. Dodgy dinner ladies.
Yeah, like a documentary, like serial killer type thing. Yeah. Have I told you? I must have told you about this dinner lady.
Oh, a dinner lady who went dodgy?
Yeah.
No, go on.
I must have told you. It was at Lightwater Valley.
Yeah, keep talking.
I must have told you this. She was a dinner lady at the theme park, the staff canteen.
Yeah.
She used to heap mounds. She was a bit nuts. She had like a twitch and she used to like talk and you wouldn't understand what she was saying. She talked to herself. And she used to pile beans and sausages and chips on this plate and it'd be like unedible because it was just a big mound. And stories came out that she'd like whipped out a knife at a Christmas party on the coach and stuff like this. And then apparently a couple of people I worked with went back there last year and she's now in prison for murder.
Oh.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
I don't know if I should say anything about that. Maybe we should cut that bit out.
Why?
Because I don't know, is it libel? What do you call it when you
What?
Slander.
For repeating facts. A woman's in prison for murder.
All right, maybe not. I've not said any names.
But
have
it's got great teaser for dinner ladies who went dodgy.
Yeah, that's episode 3.
Maybe
on
that
Dodgy
could be
Dinner Ladies.
Maybe that could be your spin-off podcast. Dinner ladies who went dodgy.
Yeah, that's going to be my new one. I think
Yeah.
we've nearly filled up the week, haven't we, with these podcasts? We've got Paris Street, Pottervision, Dinner Ladies that went dodgy. It's exciting stuff.
Draco makes a joke at Ron. He goes, your parents are going to have to go hungry buying you all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Ron. He can't just take a joke. Bit of gentle ribbing. Ron's lunging at him with his little fists. He's got a stomach full of food, lunging at someone.
Because he's had 6 bacon butties and an ice cream.
Yeah.
It's going to be full.
Fat pig.
Where does he get it from, though? His dad!
Everyone's going flushed.
Yeah.
So his dad walks up, Lucius Malfoy appears, makes a comment at him.
Yeah.
He goes flushed. A darker, tone than everyone else. I thought they should have called this chapter 50 Shades of Red.
100%. 100% it should have been. Because there's so much tension in the room, and it's just water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
You know that Lucius is going to have a jibe about your wealth or your money or whatever.
Yeah.
Just, you know what he's like.
But why would that, as an adult, why would that even matter to you? If I had a massive house, all this land, and a beautiful family, and someone said, not much in your bank account, I wouldn't stop. I won't put my fists up throwing fisticuffs. Grow up, Arthur.
Grow up,
Anna. And the Weasleys, what are the Grangers thinking at this point? The Grangers at the back of the room.
Yeah.
And Lucius Malfoy has gone, oh, Weasley, you and the company you keep, I into the Grangers.
Yeah.
And he's furious.
Yeah. I think it's a really odd situation for the Grangers to be in, because it's a world they're not familiar with, and they're being judged.
The Grangers are another point. They're exchanging money, aren't they?
Yeah.
Harry says at one point, little does he know that he's got this bank, does everyone know that he's got this vault filled with gold, which of course cannot be spent in the Muggle world. You can exchange it, pal.
Yeah, you can exchange it. Harry's going to be like, why has nobody told me this?
I think he knew,
Yeah.
because he says he doesn't want the Dursleys finding out about it, because he doesn't think their hatred of magic would extend to gold.
Which is true, I reckon. I think if the Dursleys did know, they want that holiday home in
You can
Mallorca.
start paying. Yeah.
Hagrid breaks up Mr. Malfoy and Mr. Weasley, and he doesn't seem to take sides.
No.
And I think that's because Hagrid...
Break it up.
he's
Break it up, chaps. Break it up.
Break it up, boys. I think he's torn.
Yeah.
Because, on the one hand, I'm Ron's friend, and I want to save his dad from a fight. Mm-hmm. But on the other, I hate Muggles too. What do I do?
He's got a point. No, Arthur, you gotta give it to him.
Hey, you've got to say it right. Hagrid being the mediator of these two. Right, we're going to go in the back room.
And we're gonna sort this out.
We're going to sort this out. You can only talk when you're holding the cushion. Right, Lucius, off you go. Well, I agree with that. Arthur.
Do we know what house Hagrid was in?
I obviously, I would assume it was Gryffindor.
Why?
But it could be a Hufflepuff, I think, Hagrid.
Bloody Slytherin.
Do you reckon? I'd love that. Slytherin.
Harry gets handed... Harry gets handed all of Gilderoy Lockhart's books.
Yes.
He immediately throws them into Ginny's cauldron. Yeah. He immediately throws them into Ginny's cauldron and goes, you can have these, I'll get my own, right?
Yeah.
Right. Lucius Malfoy grabs books out of Ginny's cauldron and then later throws them back into a cauldron.
Yeah.
Arthur Weasley lunges for Lucius Malfoy and Ginny's cauldron goes flying.
Yeah.
Can everyone get off Ginny's cauldron, please?
Yeah. And the whole fight, Lucius managed to have a whole fist fight with the book in his hand. He doesn't let go of it at any point.
Under his armpit or something.
Just imagine Anthony Joshua doing a heavyweight championship fight. with a geography textbook in one hand.
He could do it. But you're right. Hagrid is in Gryffindor.
Hey! He's a good egg, according to a hat.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me, when you're in a nightclub and people keep knocking your drink.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It's Ginny's cauldron.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Tapping you on the forehead.
Oh, hate it. People get so touchy-feely at nightclubs because they're drunk.
The ones where you go to, they do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Once Ricky Martin comes on, you are going to be touched. It's that kind of song. And they all leave and they get ready to go back. Oddly, I think the Floo network is in the Leaky Cauldron, which I think is an odd place.
Isn't it just any fireplace?
I think it's any fireplace. So why do they take all the kids through the pub?
Because he went for a drink there to have a chat with the Grangers.
The Grangers.
Right.
Yes.
How many withered hands on a cushion are you giving this chapter out of 5?
I absolutely loved this chapter.
I could tell. When you walked in this door today,
Yeah.
you were beaming ear to ear. I go, there's a young man who's done his reading. There's a young man who's done his listening. There's a young man who's done some note-taking. And he was ready to go. Speak your piece.
I had a smile as wide as my face. I love anything to do with Diagon Alley. I think it's just that we loved it in the last book. It builds that world, or the outside world that we don't get to see, because most of the first book is set in Hogwarts.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that we've got Diagon Alley, and I love that not too far away is this horrible, mysterious, dodgy area. Nocturne Alley. I love it. I love that loads happens. We've got Floo Powder, we've got Borgin and Burks, we've got Gilderoy Lockhart, the introduction of that fantastic character, and in one chapter we get Gilderoy and Lucius. What a chapter to have both of them
What a
turn up.
chapter.
What a chapter in the Grangers, no less. I'm gonna
Bit of a
give
daddy
this-
chapter, isn't it? We got Arthur, we've got Lucius, we've got Daddy Granger.
I reckon Borgin's got a son. I'm giving this chapter 5 withered hands on cushions out of 5.
Oh my God. Now, for me, this chapter had a lot. I
did.
came in here today. You saw me. I was lay on the floor. I had my arms crossed across my chest.
Oh, yeah.
You thought I was dead, didn't you?
Yeah.
You immediately wrapped your lips around mine.
Yeah.
And started blowing air through my body.
Yeah.
My hands outstretched. Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
And my stomach was filled with air. You were blowing it into my stomach.
Yeah.
You've not been trained in resuscitation.
I've not.
You shouldn't have been doing what you were doing. Luckily, I was only sleeping.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
This chapter had a lot for me. I had Peeping Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love. I had a withered hand on a cushion. I'd buy that hand and I'd clasp it to someone's bum. The hand of glory.
Hand of glory.
I had a lot of things going for it. Confrontations, fights, peepers, ice cream, toenails.
Yeah.
So much stuff going. I'm going to give this chapter 4.5 withered hands on a cushion out of 5.
Oh, it was very nearly
I
a
loved
full
it.
house.
I loved it.
But not enough to give it the full whammy woo.
Not for me. Right.
Yes.
Are you ready for everyone's favourite segment?
Quiz.
Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 quiz. Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 quiz. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lucas, how well will you do?
I'll blow you a kiss.
Thank you, I'll blow you one back. The first question is,
Yes.
what colour were Gilderoy Lockhart's robes?
Oh, forget me not blue.
Correct, sir. Question 2. What book... Oh, shit. What...
Oh, yeah. What's this question?
What book hit Malfoy in the eye?
Oh, an encyclopedia for toadstools.
Correct. Question 3.
Yeah.
What does Mr. Borgin fix to his nose?
A pants nez.
Wow. Question 4. How many muggles' lives has the necklace of opals claimed?
19.
Correct, sir. And this is number 5.
Oh.
This is for everything.
Okay.
This is for...
A wink.
Is it thumbs up as
Thumbs
well?
up and a wink.
And an approving nod.
Yeah.
Wink, thumbs up, approving nod. What was Hagrid looking for in Nocturne Alley?
Well, I was looking for some flesh-eating slug repellent.
My boy, you've gone and done it.
It's
There
been
it
a while since I won the quiz. I didn't know all these were going to happen at the same time. I've got the thumbs up, the nod, and the wink.
I'll have to post a video of that.
Oh, I'm pleased.
The listeners can have that for free.
Yeah.
This
Has been quiz.
quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas. How well will you do?
Pottervision.
Now it's time for a very popular segment, Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo, we're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we refer to Hedwig's Droppings.
You snuck in a sneaky refer at the end.
I didn't, did I? Oh, it was muscle memory. Now, what's in her beak this week? That's my new catchphrase.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, do you like that?
What's in a beak this week?
I think that should maybe be, included in the theme tune. So look out for that next week, where I may change the lyrics up again. By the end of this podcast, we'll have a bloody good Hedwig's Droppings theme tune.
What have you got for us, Kirkby boy?
First of all, we've got a question from K Hunter 96
Oh!
on Instagram, and she asks, who do you think is the most low-key, dodgy character in the series?
Low-key dodgy.
Yeah, so not like an outright wrong un.
Yeah,
someone who's just a bit like, can't be doing with them. A bit naughty.
Well, I suppose Percy stands out.
Yeah.
Secretive, isn't he, Percy?
Yeah.
Um,
Because he should be on the good side, shouldn't he, really?
Colin Creevy's pretty creepy.
He is a creepy boy. I'm thinking somebody like Hagrid. He is.
Yeah?
He is dodgy.
Old Hagrid boy.
We're supposed to love him, but he's a dodgy boy.
Yeah.
You can't deny it.
Maybe Voldemort.
Yeah. Luna Lovegood's dad.
Yeah, he's weird, especially his portrayal in the film by Eyeball Paul from Fred and Perry film.
Yeah. Because she is very likeable and odd and quirky, whereas he just seems...
Well, he does rat him out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Did he have his wife?
I think so, something like that. But that's no excuse. Be nice. So, yeah. One of those, K Hunter 96. Now, another question we've had is from Ginge Pixel.
Oh, we love to hear it.
Howdy doody Ginge. He says, if Hogwarts was a wrestling federation, who would be champion? Now, we've mentioned Hagrid before. He'd be the big man.
Yeah.
But who would be the Hulk Hogan to his Andre the Giant?
Oliver Wood?
Definitely. He's got that competitive spirit.
He's wild, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's big. He's
round.
He's unexpected. You don't know what he's going to do. He's going to surprise you.
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm assuming in the World Wrestling Hogwarts Federation, there's no wands allowed. So it's pure strength.
Well, Hagrid really stands out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to.
And if he's tag teaming with Gwarp,
yeah. Oh!
them two are going to kill you.
That is tough.
Or maybe, what if the Centaurs were involved? Blaze.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Blaze bouncing your face off his rock hard abs.
Oh, right. Think about
You're
this.
both thrilled and knocked out at the same time.
Think of this. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Champion match.
Go on.
In one of the four corners, Hagrid and Grawp. In the other four corners, you've got Ronan and Bane. I don't know who Blaze is. Ronan and Bane.
There's a Blaze, isn't there?
There's not a Blaze. You're thinking of the red woman in Streets of Rage who does the kicks.
Alright, go on.
In the other corner, McGonagall and Dumbledore. And in the fourth corner, you've got Dobby and Fluffy.
Oh, right.
Dobby and Fluffy, Flitwick, why not?
I think Flitwick, because there's in wrestling they really like showcasing different sizes, don't they,
Yeah.
and shapes.
Yeah.
So they would definitely have a duo that were tiny.
So you're thinking Flitwick is like the Rey Mysterio of Hogwarts.
Running through people's legs.
Doing those flips.
Yeah.
That just waste energy.
I really think,
anything.
to be honest, I think Hagrid would come out on top and, like, it'd be down to Hagrid and Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hagrid would, as a final act of humiliation,
Yeah.
be riding Bane around the room.
Oh!
Because centaurs hate being ridden. Can you think of anything more humiliating?
No, I can't. That is the ultimate. It's not
Even
just
if-
the 1, 2, 3.
Even if you're not a centaur, if someone jumps on your back and starts riding you, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing. It's
Whipping your
demeaning.
hip.
Yeah.
Come on! Yeah, the ultimate humiliation. So we hope it would be Hagrid.
Yeah.
Hagrid would be the champion. We thought it through. And the final thing I want to mention today is we put a poll out on the Instagram to see what people feel about the Weasley household.
Did everyone say yes? Did everyone say no?
Well, 30% voted that it was far too chaotic for them. Too much mess going on. But an overwhelming 70% voted this is how a home should be.
Did you vote yourself?
I voted for home.
Did you?
Did you?
I voted saying that's a good home.
Yeah. So there we go. If we'd not voted...
What is a home other than chaos? If I go home to my family retreat, like family home in Blackpool, when all my sisters are there and we're not slagging each other off, if there's not an argument, I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
There's been times where things have been going swimmingly. We've been sat around calm. And you know what? I've thought, why not stir the pot? You've gained weight. You've gained weight. You've gained weight.
Yeah.
They love to hear it, JK.
It's the thing I always say, when... You know that phrase with assume. If you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Well, I say it's not a home unless it's got me and a hoe in it.
Oh, come on.
What?
Well, you know what they say. Don't presume, because when you presume, you press you and me together.
Hedwig's droppings.
Pottervision.
Beautiful. This has been
The Pottervision podcast. Please, as always, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram and give us a review. We'd love a 5-star review. That would be absolutely brilliant on iTunes. And you can talk to us at pottervision.com and fill in the chat. This was episode 21 at Flourish and Blotts. Please join us next week for episode 22. It's chapter 5 of the Chamber of Secrets. And it's the Whomping Willow.
Woo! Woo!
Pottervision.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, you can put them all on pottervision.com. Also, do us a favour. Please, could you like and share the show? Give it 5 stars and tell your friends. It'd mean a lot, please. All right, I know you will.